time I was catcalled. I was 13 and hurrying to my best friend's house, my hands fumbling with the white bag with the pink doodled hearts on it slung over my shoulder and slapping against my side. I was 13 and I was learning what it meant to dress to define my body. I was experimenting with clothes that stretched tight over my skin, with clothes designed to catch men's eyes and advertise women for their ass sets. That's how the boys in 8th grade homeroom put it anyway. I was 13 and learning to dress in what made me feel beautiful. I didn't know the definition of beautiful, but figured my black skirt and black and blue striped shirt might have done the job. I was 13 and I depended on my clothes to make me feel beautiful. I was 13 and my sandals echoed against the pavement, right, left, right, left, right, left, right down my street and past the restaurant with a murky screen door, the restaurant with a dirty brown stoop where all the cooks took smoke breaks and perused the quiet street I grew up on. My hands fumbled in my white bag with pink hearts for a pair of headphones. And I heard a whistle. A staccato whistle that cut the air and landed between my shoulder blades, the kind of whistle we used to call my dogs in at night, the whistle that made my dogs whine from the high pitch, and of course they obeyed us just for spite, so we would stop whistling like that because it was demeaning, and dogs didn't deserve a whistle quite that disrespectful, so what did it mean aimed at a little girl? I was 13 and I didn't know what to do, so I approached my friends whispering because I still felt the guy's eyes on my clothing, and I could swear I felt him behind me a little too close and smelling like the cigarette smoke from the stoop outside the kitchen where I used to sit, and the cooks would give all the kids lollipops and pats on the head. I was 13 and I didn't know what a cigarette tasted like. I still don't, but I always feel it in my throat. I was 13. And the smoke wrapped around my neck and choked me as my friends, who had been developed and derived of their pride much longer than I had, told me it was a compliment. The fact that men decades older than me chose to look at my body, still prepubescent and underdeveloped and covered in an outfit that I first thought made me feel beautiful, but now made me feel wrong, my friends told me I should have thanked them. The second time I was ashamed of my right to wear what I wanted was a few hours later. I had dropped off my bag with the pink doodled hearts. I was with my best friend and the great guy she had a crush on, the great guy who only had eyes for her. This great guy let his eyes explore my body, taking a tour in areas foreign even to me. This great guy's great eyes were looking at my stomach because my shirt slid up at first, and the great guy leaned over and whispered how he wanted to push himself against the line between my shirt and my skirt. And because he was such a great fucking guy, I would learn not to wear something like that again if I had any respect for who I wanted to be. Because some other guy who wasn't as great as this great guy might have pulled up my skirt and taken advantage of me. And I wonder if my shorts would have stopped him. And I wonder if my friend would have stopped him. And I wonder if my words would have stopped him. When I got home, I peeled off my shirt, the new one, black and blue stripes that made me feel pretty, I guessed, and I buried it in the depths of my closet. I took my skirt off, and when my mother asked why she found it in the trash, I couldn't bring myself to say that I didn't feel good in it anymore. I haven't worn it since. Now, as I walk down my street, smoke invades the crevices of my body. I hear whistles and I go on autopilot, speeding up and taking off because I'm too afraid to wander and wander by any place that puts my self-confidence to shame. I've been mistreated and misrepresented by my clothing, and countless catcalls have come and gone. And though I know their words can't hurt me, I know how their actions hurt others. And I'm dreading the day that someone might take it a little too far. The scary man draped in shadows and misogynistic slurs might keep following me. He might wait outside the store where my mother told me to hide, and though I should feel safe in my home, it means nothing if I don't feel safe in my skin. Thank you.